England is on the edge of collapse. King Henry IV sits on the throne, but because he took power by deposing the previous king, Richard II, his authority is weak. Now the foundation of the kingdom fractures beneath it as the threat of civil war closes in. In Henry IV Part 1, published in the famous First Folio, William Shakespeare builds a gripping political thriller out of this historical unrest. The immediate threat comes from the powerful Percy family, who are turning against the king. Leading their charge is Hotspur. He is young, brilliant in battle, and driven entirely by an intense martial pride. King Henry cannot help but compare this fierce warrior to his own son, Prince Hal. While Hotspur wins glory on the battlefield, the future King of England spends his nights in London's run-down taverns, drinking and trading jokes with a selfish, endlessly entertaining knight named Sir John Falstaff. A fractured nation requires unified leadership to survive. But as the country marches toward war, the rightful heir to the throne appears completely unfit to hold it. Then Shakespeare reveals something fascinating. In a private moment, spoken directly to the audience, Hal drops his tavern persona. He admits that his reckless behavior is entirely deliberate. This graph shows Hal's strategy. By setting public expectation at rock bottom, he ensures his transformation will seem miraculous. He wants his kingship to shine like bright metal on a sullen ground, using the tavern's dark backdrop to make his reformation glow brighter. He is waiting. Hal is a mastermind of political public relations, orchestrating a massive manipulation of public perception until the perfect moment to strike. We see Hal's cunning in action during one of the play's most memorable episodes. Falstaff and his crew plan to log travelers on the highway. Hal and his friend Poins secretly put on disguises and trick Falstaff by robbing the robbers themselves. Back at the tavern, Falstaff tries to cover up his cowardice by spinning outrageously exaggerated lies, claiming he fought off dozens of attackers single-handedly. He turns his retreat into a tall tale, using fiction to rewrite the embarrassment of the night. Through this prank, Hal proves his ability to seamlessly navigate the world of the common people. He is learning how they think and speak, gathering the cultural intelligence he will need to rule them effectively as king. Meanwhile, outside the tavern walls, the kingdom's political reality is deteriorating rapidly. Hotspur, alongside powerful allies like Worcester and Mortimer, officially join forces to overthrow King Henry and divide England among themselves. These two tracks, the low-stakes comedy of the tavern and the brutal reality of the rebellion, are accelerating toward a violent collision. Hal's time of waiting is over. The emotional turning point arrives when Hal finally faces his father. King Henry speaks as a deeply disappointed parent, accusing his son of dishonoring a crown and wasting his potential. In response, Hal drops his mask entirely. He promises the king he will shed his reckless past, redeem himself in battle, and personally face Hotspur on the field. This scale visualizes the philosophical battle over the word honor that takes center stage as the armies march toward Shrewsbury. On one side is Hotspur's uncompromising definition. To him, honor is everything. He lives, fights, and will die for it. On the other side, Falstaff asks, what is honor? Can it heal a wound? Can it save a dead man? To Falstaff, honor is just an empty, abstract word, completely useless to you once you are dead. The looming Battle of Shrewsbury will resolve this tension. It is a violent test to determine which version of honor is actually fit to govern the future of England. The king's forces meet the rebels at Shrewsbury, bringing every storyline into a single chaotic and brutal confrontation. Hal steps directly into his destined role. He fights bravely through the melee, completely shedding his tavern reputation by stepping in and saving his father's life. Then the moment arrives. Hal faces Hotspur in single combat. This is the ultimate clash of opposing identities, raw ambition and martial pride against calculated growth and the future of the crown. Hal strikes the fatal blow. By killing Hotspur, he proves that his calculated adaptability can overpower rigid, uncompromising pride. By winning this duel, Hal replaces the man his father once held up as the gold standard of honor. He stops being the disappointing comparison and becomes the specific prince England actually needs. Yet Shakespeare includes one final comic twist. During the fighting, Falstaff fakes his own death to save himself. Once the battle ends, he stands up and absurdly claims that he was the one who killed Hotspur. Even surrounded by the horror and reality of war, Falstaff manages to survive purely through performance and storytelling. Everyone in this play is performing a role. Hotspur performs the ideal warrior, and Falstaff performs the fearless rogue. But Hal succeeds by authoring his own script, choosing exactly when to wear his mask and when to drop it. Shakespeare leaves us with a timeless question. Are we defined by who we appear to be, or by who we choose to become? The rebellion is defeated, but the real shift is in Hal. He has finally matched his private ambition with his public reality. But Hal's journey is far from over, and Henry IV Part 2 introduces an entirely new set of consequences. If you want to see how the young prince finishes his ascent to the throne, hit the like button, subscribe, and click here to watch the next summary in the series.